There is a common perception among gamers that video games are getting worse. Personally, I don't think that video games are getting worse, it's just that there are so many of them out there. With more players jumping into big budget games costing a fortune to make, developers are playing it safe. They're sticking to what they know works, like sequels and remakes, to cash in on the nostalgia. And with games being sold online, it's easier for developers to release them before they're ready. They can just patch them later, which is why we end up with a bunch of games that don't quite hit the mark when they first come out. Now it seems like indie games are setting the bar for the industry one genre at a time, and I think the market has expanded a lot and it has allowed some industry players to become lazy and greedy with their IPs. The AAA scene has definitely observed a lot of it, but games for smaller studios are making waves. So far, 2024 has been a wonderful year for gaming, perhaps not for AAA titles in particular, but the indie gaming community feels quite happy. Thanks to games like Palworld, Helldivers 2 and Lethal Company, there's a repair of faith in the industry's future and all the games we could potentially play. Towards the end of January, the world saw the arrival of a game that challenged the nuances of giants like Pokemon and revolutionized the idea of creative survival games. To this day, Palworld is considered to be one of the biggest surprises in the industry, and millions of players have enjoyed the game's creativity along with its simplicity. And just a month later, Helldivers 2 took the world by storm and brought in a player base that's loyal to the game's D&D-esque gameplay system. In fact, the game's live service model is something a lot of games will potentially try to mimic, given how successful the design has proven to be. Now, while lackluster content from the likes of Ubisoft and Rocksteady has been putting a dent in the gaming community's faith, AA games are making a name for themselves and fans are all up for it. Whether it's single-player title or live service games, there's no denying that relatively smaller studios behind them know how to build good games. So have video games been getting worse? Now, it's a complicated question and the answer is yes and no. The fact is that because the industry has been evolving and because of the constant flow of new games coming out, it might seem like the drop-off in quality of games has gone down, and in some ways it has, especially recently by some AAA studios. Now, we can't deny that we have seen some beautiful titles being released in the recent years, but we also can't deny that some hugely expected titles have been more than disappointing with broken launches and unoriginal gameplay. At the end of the day, it's all about personal opinion, but it seems like AA Studio is setting the standard for good games. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, happy gaming!